I once followed Nick Clegg, which was up until now the worst ever intro I'd ever had. But there you go, Roger. Thank you very much indeed. I've just come back from New Zealand from the Lions tour. So I just spent 6 weeks out there watching every game, and between the two best teams in the world. And I was on the board of the All Blacks for 3 or 4 years, and we were talking about how important it was for the world game that there was tremendous competition, right? And the Lions certainly competed, because I think, this is a tough job managing a Lions team. They come together, they come from their different countries, they come out of nowhere, you have 6 days to prepare, and then New Zealand is waiting. And they are hungry to kick the living crap out of you. Okay, and the Lions stood up, and it was a wonderful, wonderful series. It ended up with a bit like kissing your sister, not that kiss your sister or mine, but it was a tremendous, tremendous tour. I live in 4 places. So I live in New York, I live in Arizona, a place called Carefree, which is in the desert and very carefree. And I live in Auckland, and I live in Grasmere. And the 2 things I'm going to talk about tonight really are Auckland and Grasmere, because bizarrely enough, they're from parallel universes, right? Has anybody here been to New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Anybody been to Australia?
Yes.
Why? How'd you like New Zealand? Yeah, it's sensational. I mean, it's just the same as Cumbria in terms of it's a sanctuary, right? It's a long way from anywhere. The best thing we have going for us is the distance to London. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, right? Because the only good thing that came out of London was the road to Lancashire and Cumbria. So we have a sanctuary, which is tremendous. We have brilliant, brilliant surroundings. The scenery in the South Island of New Zealand is almost the same as the scenery here in Cumbria, right? We have a sheep or 2, and we have some mountains or 2. And of course it pisses down in both places quite a lot of the year, okay? Which we come to love and appreciate. The number 1 industry in both countries, in both places, is tourism, right? Tourism in the lakes is everything. We have a population of 40,000, and we have 43,000 visitors every day. That's like 70 million people a day in France. That would sort them out, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the service in France with 70 million people? Or 70 people? Same thing, really. So we have, and obviously New Zealand's number 1 export is tourism. Both these places, Cumbria and New Zealand, are sort of what I call edge places, right? There's a biological theory, edge theory, and it says that all development of the species will come from the edge, right? Because you're not blocked in by the middle. I mean, think about France. I mean, nothing's happened since 1775. Think about Switzerland, right? Chocolate, cuckoo clocks, and Roger Federer, that's it. Roger Federer's good, and chocolate's all right. But it's not exactly France and Switzerland are not exactly hotbeds of innovation, are they? Hotbeds of creativity. You're not going to get that from Birmingham. It's not going to occur because you're blocked in the middle, and you're certainly not going to get it from London, where as soon as you have government, everything sort of stops. Right? Nothing comes out. It all just goes in and goes round and round and round. So you've got to be on the edge to innovate. You've got to be on the edge to create. And innovation and creativity are at the heart of everything that we do. There's a difference between the 2, right? Creativity is fundamentally the starting from scratch, the infinite. God was a creator, right? He created, for 6 days he worked his nuts off, and then on the 7th he went to the Etihad and created City. So he had a pretty good week. So creativity is that you start, it's the nothing is impossible infinite. To be innovative, that's what you do when you improve it. You add value, you learn, you improve, you make it better. Apple under Steve Jobs was a creative company. Under Tim Cook, they've become an innovative company. Microsoft have never been a creative company, they're an innovative company. In Cumbria, the future for us is we've got to create and we've got to innovate. We've got to do the two. We can do because we're far away from the center. We can do because we live on the edge. There's nothing stopping us here, right? And the same thing applies to New Zealand. The dream of New Zealand is to win the world from the edge. And that's what drives the All Blacks. It's what drives the America's Cup. You know, I was on the board of the America's Cup as well when we won it in the 90s and when we lost it. It's way more fun on the first part. And now we've won it again, and you imagine a tiny little nation like New Zealand can take on the rest of the world and the mega millions that it needs to yacht and to win the America's Cup. That's what edge creativity can do. We figured out that we could go a hell of a lot faster on the grind using our legs rather than our arms, okay? And you watch that pure creativity in everything that they did. Peter Jackson and the Hobbits win the world from the edge. This is the advantage, this is the opportunity that Cumbria has now. We've got great education up here, terrific schools at every level, and we've got the young people. What we have to do is to create an environment of innovation. And that's why I'm here really, because the IOD provides the training, the education, the networking, the connections to be able to do that. I've spoken at 3 of the national conferences at the Royal Albert Hall from the IOD, okay? And you get an amazing chance down there to learn and to meet. And lots of the initiatives that are going on are superb to get these people to learn to become innovative and creative. The stronger the regions can be, the better. So the more you can get out from Pall Mall and into the real world and help us, the better. And the critical thing about the IOD is they don't create managers, they create leaders. And we are over-managed. Britain has far too many managers at every level, in every company, in every sphere of life, from academia through to business, through to manufacturing. We have managers coming out of our boo-boos, right? And they mostly get in the way and make work, okay? They're not actually liberating innovation and creativity, they're blocking it. For me, the difference is simple. Management is doing things right, which is a good thing, because the alternative is mayhem, right? You don't survive. But it's no longer a winning strategy. That's simply a survival strategy. It's a table stake. You've got to have the right quality Deming stuff. You've got to have the right governance stuff. You've got to have the right RASCI project management systems, or you die. But they won't give you advantage. Management is tapped out. There is nothing else to learn about management. Management's doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Doing the right things, making the right choices, making the right decisions, making them super fast, right? And for that, the IOD are here to help leaders learn faster, right? Learn faster. Leadership, I wrote a book called 64 Shots, Leadership in a Crazy World, that Roger was so familiar with, as you could tell. He's read it, yeah. Now if you can remember it, but there you go. So Leadership in a Crazy World. And the fundamental premise is that the leader only has 3 jobs fundamentally, right? Job number one is to inspire everyone they touch to be the best they can be. All the leadership models of management and control, servant leader and all this stuff are passé in today's crazy VUCA world. You've just got to inspire everyone you touch so that they can be the best they can be in pursuit of your dream, in pursuit of the company purpose. So leaders have got to be inspirational, right? And people inspire in different ways, but you can no longer command and control. Leaders that have followers are doomed, absolutely doomed. Okay? You've got to inspire everyone to be the best they can be. The second thing that leaders do is they don't get things done, actually. They make things happen. Leaders make things happen. If you look at both political parties, there's only really 2 in England. In the UK, about making things happen, they're both clueless. Right? None of them could run a piss up in a brewery. I mean, they are hopeless in terms of making things happen. They're not too good at getting things done either. The only things that they get things done, they do badly. And the only things that make things happen is Brexit. Unbelievable. Anyway, so the second thing you got to do is make things happen. And the third thing that leaders do, and probably the most important, is they create other leaders. They create other leaders. That's our role, all of us. You know, Cumbria needs leaders creating leaders. That'll solve the brain drain. That'll solve all the stuff you're talking about. Okay, we've got two great examples in Spencer and Diane Hanna here, who have the Hurdy Company. All of you in Cumbria will know Hurdy, the face of the lakes, the face of our bid, and so on. United by Hurdy was the whole heritage bid. 10 years young, right, the company, and it's a physical thing, it's an online thing, and it's all about leadership. All about leadership. Hurdy have, 20 people, all of whom are leaders. It's a fantastic thing. The other things that leaders do is they fail fast, learn fast, and fix fast. Fail fast, learn fast, fix fast. They don't talk about, I mentioned we have a house in Carefree in Arizona. We're in the desert. We have javelinas, wild pigs, we have coyote, we have mountain lions, lynx, deer, all this stuff. And we have rattlesnakes. So when you see something slithering on the ground, and it's hissing, okay, and it's got fangs, what is it? Sheep. No, it's not that. You're from Cumbria, right? Everything in Cumbria looks like a sheep. So what is it? It's a snake. It's a friggin' snake, right? So what you don't do is Google snake. You do not call for a snake meeting. You do not bring in the McKinsey Consulting snake crew. You kill the friggin' snake, right? So you fail, you're there in the rattlesnake, you learn very fast, you kill it, you never go back there again. So you don't have meetings, we don't have analysis, we don't reflect, okay? Leaders fail fast, learn fast, and fix fast. And we've got to get onto that kind of fixing immediately, very fast. So there's a lot of, I'm a radical optimist, right? Colin Powell, who should be the President of the United States, he could be on a list of 20 who'd be better than the current crowd, but he would have been a great one. And Colin Powell once said to me, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. So I heard a lot of people talking about, when they were coming over to the boat, about positivity and positive thinking and all this kind of stuff. And there is nothing more important than a leader. You know, I hate people who say to me, the reality is. Yeah. You know, it's always a crap reality. And it's never my reality either, it's just theirs, right? It's like the same clown says, now, to be honest with you, because he's been lying for the last 2 hours, right? And he's now going to tell you the biggest lie. Yeah. Right? But so he comes. Forget all that stuff. We need, as leaders, perpetual optimism. We've always got to be up, ready to fail, to learn, and to fix very fast. So we're off in this beautiful place. So for me, Cumbria is, I live in Grasmere. We got a terrific house there. Somebody here made that work for me, actually. Rebuilt my road after the floods because I had a house without a road for 6 months. But now we have both those things, so it's fantastic. And Cumbria is a terrific place to win from, right? The whole thing, I don't know if you've been on the Choose Cumbria website, right? So the dream of New Zealand is to win the world from the edge. What we want, if you live in Cumbria, is to choose Cumbria, because it is a choice, to choose Cumbria. Have a look at the website and it'll tell you why. Cumbria, for me, is the place we're going to live. We've got 3 of our grandchildren up there with us at the moment. It's a great place to live in. It's a great place to play in. It's a great place to work in. It's a bloody wonderful place to start a business in. And, come here for a sec, Trude. And it's a great place to get married in, because Trudy and I are getting married at Storrs Hall in Windermere a week tomorrow. So for those of you not married, you can come here as well. Trudy's still come all the way from Queens, New York to get married here. So thank you very much.